All right, GM, and welcome to Music NFT Radio Podcast. We're back with another special guest today. So if you're tuned in on YouTube or all podcast sites, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to Music NFT Radio. And let's get right into it. We're always here dropping knowledge, bringing in some amazing special guests, and helping creators, collectors, and everyone in Web3 build up the community. So tap into the live show, Music NFT Radio, on Twitter, and let's get right into it. Today, we're going to be talking with a Dyl VIP collector and truly an OG in the NFT space, truly an OG in the music NFT and Web3 music space, because he's a musician himself, super experienced in the industry as well. So I remember those OG days when we started in Web3 on Clubhouse, when it would be me and Glassy, and then a lot of other people who didn't really understand the music industry too much. But we've come a long way, and now we can have these real intelligent conversations about music NFTs. And now Glassy is building something really amazing for all the artists and all the creators around the world. And we're going to talk about Moonriser and the Web3 project Accelerator that Glassy's building with his community to help NFT artists and to help people all around Web3, whether you're building an innovative DeFi protocol or whether you're putting art onto the blockchain. Moonriser is an amazing community and an amazing accelerator to be a part of. So, Glassy, welcome to the stage, my man.
Thank you. Thank you. So appreciate you inviting me up here. It's just great to be among peers that have been here for years now, undeterred, right? In the best of times, in the worst of times, through crashes, insolvent banks, just outrageous circumstances, but still here. And also seeing great success, I would say, by any measure of independent artistry, whether you're looking at from visual or music artist, however you want to put that, or actor or anything, right? Any creative human being that actually can strike their way as an independent creative and reach the quote unquote hallmarks of success. In my opinion, those are the ones we need to get behind. Those are the ones that we need to not just celebrate, but really find meaningful ways of supporting. And you're certainly included in that. There's a lot of in that list. There's a lot of others as well. And the more that people band together, and I think it's become more obvious, especially in this bear market situation, that cross-pollination and collaboration is really a superpower. And the ones that get their alliances right are the ones that get through these situations. They just have a little more resilience. They just have a little more easy access to things like resources, things like maybe mentorship, maybe funding, maybe just finding other cool members that you can join into your community or maybe even right into your project team. So I think the access to resources, whether it be people, money, information, those are the kind of the key things, right? People need to get educated. People need to get connected together. And with that, those are the key tools that we can grow brands, that we can grow full-blown enterprises. So yeah, we're very keen on the
Yeah,
Moonriser
man.
side to just bring that business acumen into the picture. Like that's the ingredient we're trying to add into, not trying. That's the ingredient we bring to this collective soup that we're all building together.
Amazing, man. And you know what they say, your network is your net worth. So I think it is important to build that network of individuals who are out here grinding in Web3 consistently, that have some of those connections beyond yourself. Because listen, you can't do anything by yourself. We have to work together here in the community. So it's great to build a network of valuable supporters who can help you find new opportunities. And especially as I scale up the Dyl NFT community, that's something I've been trying to bring in even more. And we just had a chance to actually talk more, me and Glassy. You know, we go way back, but sometimes we get busy. We don't get a chance to keep each other updated. So we just got off a call where we were talking about all the different things that we're doing and all the different ways that we can work together. And it's really exciting that you're trying to connect artists that deserve the funding and that can really use funding and that can use connections. And it's not just funding, right? It's about valuable partnerships that are going to provide more than just the funding, because there's all kinds of money in the world, but it's all about strategic partners and building something for the long term, because there's so much more than just someone buying your NFT or just someone investing into your company.
It's
right?
deeper than
It's about
NFTs.
those strategic relationships. So go ahead,
Yeah,
Glassy.
I was just completely agree. It's deeper than NFTs. Definitely goes much deeper than that because we're building relationships, right? Not only that, we're building a culture. I mean, there's like make no mistake about it. Like it's a full blown culture, and that's really the evolution that's always been needed. We, if anything, existed for way too long, even in the scenario to have gotten as many plays as you have, to have as many fans as you have, and to not really reap that financial reward to the degree because there's some other person that's taking 90% of it, 98% of it, because the whole system is rigged in that, in that favor, and it's just outrageous. And if anything, if we accept it, we're like culturally like, oh, it's a black box. Oh, that's how it always was. Well, you know what? Just because that's how it always was doesn't mean that that's how it always needs to be. And striking out a different path, especially once we get new tools, which we got about 2 years ago or a little more, at least for a lot of people that entered in, what a big exodus there was, or I should say a big onboarding into the Web3 space that happened over 2021, 2022. That kind of realm is like the little bit of a golden age. But just the same, at a time when we were first saying, how can we do this? And this is maybe how it works. It's wonderful to be in a place 2 years later where now some of these tools are actually breaking ground, that they're around, they're for our disposal. It used to cost $80,000 or $100,000 to get a custom marketplace. Now there's providers that are offering that as a turnkey and free solution. So it's an incredible time, not only just for tools like that, but for tokens and tokenomics and reward systems, real life events, also examining what has worked and not worked. There's plenty of test cases to learn from. But what's the biggest
Yeah,
takeaway from
man.
all
So
that? Relationships is what matters, right? Relationships.
that's
What?
perfect that you just said that because I was going to say so. This is about strategic relationships. That's what accelerators are about. And I think you told me two things that you're looking for. And I'm going to shoot it back at you because I think this is kind of what it boils down to. You're looking for strategic relationships with investors who have money and capital and resources and connections. And you're trying to connect them to people that have essentially IP, whether that's artists' IP or whether that is blockchain technology and DeFi protocols. You're trying to facilitate those connections between the people that have the IP, have the products and technology, and connect them to the people that have the funding and resources and connections to take that to the next level. If you're an artist starting out and you've done a couple thousand, maybe get you to 10,000 or maybe get you to 100,000. If you're an artist and you've done a couple 100,000 in sales yourself, well, maybe it's time to get you to 1 million, 2 million. Maybe it's time to get you big funding so you can actually have a team of people working around you. And the best part, Glassy, I think too, and tell me, is that accurate? Are those the two
Very
things you're
accurate.
trying to?
Yeah, actually, if anything, I was scribbled that down really quickly because isn't it great when you get the feedback back? Like, here, this is how I'm understanding this, because that's going to make it that much
Right.
easier for me to use that kind of wording in talking to other people. But yeah, that's
And
exactly that.
so then to connect it all together, the best part about this is that when we work together, or when you as an artist or a creative or a builder or an entrepreneur, when you work with an accelerator, not only are you going to get more funding and more resources, but you actually get a team of people like Glassy, for example, who are going to, or like me giving feedback to Glassy. You're going to start working together, and the team actually happens naturally. It's not like I'm going to have to pay Glassy a salary to help me build out this community. When you're part of an accelerator, you get a bunch of people around you and a bunch of resources around you that now work for you. And that's why it's part of being a community. So that's what's really cool too, is that when we work together and we collaborate, we actually build a team around us. And I'm pretty excited as an independent artist, like you said, to see like, all right, it'll be great to have a couple people working maybe for me eventually, but how far can we get with just the community working together, right? Or just bringing on partnerships like accelerators and stuff like that. So that's kind of what's exciting to me, is like you
Well,
can
you're
go far
excited
as an
about the right
independent
things then.
artist.
That's what that means. You're excited about the correct things. Because if you think it's all about the money, I'm going to get this money. I'm going to get this money so I can pay a team. I can tell you directly, bull market experience, we had a circumstance like that. The client came to us. They wanted
Dude,
us to
that
build
is the
that.
rug. That's the formula for a rug. I've seen it
Dude,
so
you will
many
straight up
times,
rug
dude, and
yourself. You will rug
it
yourself. You will
pisses me
hire the
off,
wrong
honestly.
people. They will not care about your cause. You will spend all of your money and you'll have nothing to walk away from. Or that's possible. It's possible. that out.
Dude, I hate to see it. As an independent artist who's grinded my fucking ass off, sorry for the profanity, but it's true. I've grinded my ass off to get where I am, over six figures in sales, and really to get what is maybe a decent salary, but not a freaking life changing salary by any means for 2 years in the space. But I've done all that and put in the work. And then there's these companies out there that get VC funding and they try to do some, crappy PFP project and pay a bunch of people off and hire a whole team. And then 6 months later, they've raised $1 million, they went bankrupt, and the project goes under. And I'm like, wow, that $1 million, or even 10 million, or we've seen 100 million in this
For
space.
real.
But it's like, wow, that could have gone to a real creator like me who could have used it to build something and isn't just gonna. I've been through this shit. I've tried working with labels. I've hired people. I've been rugged before Web3. I was rugged on my own music. So I know now that when you get a big stack of money or you get a big funding, the first thing you have to do is take a deep breath and say, okay, I have money in the bank. Like now we can be a little more, careful with our spending, right? We don't need to just go out and hire everybody in the freaking world. We need to say, okay, now we have some security. Let's figure out how to deploy this capital effectively, but also keep it as some reserves. Like the idea here is to make more money and have some reserves to me. That's what would be huge. So I think people got to understand that with fundraising. It's not just like go raise $1 million and then pay everyone and start throwing the money out the door. It's like get some funding, have some reserves, and figure out how to build a business with that. Because if you don't, you're not getting funding the next round, right? If you blow all that money, you're done. Now, if you are taking a deep breath and taking your time and turning one stack of money into a bigger stack of money, then you're going to get all the funding you need. So, yeah, man, I'm excited. So, tell me, what are you guys focused on for the future of Moonriser? What's kind of the immediate goals, or what ways can artists get involved in the community?
All right, so there's a number of ways where we've been laying the foundation for like the last, say, 8 months or so in our live audio programming. We do it Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 at least. A lot of times we're going 8 till 11. They're curated conversations. Sometimes we bring in special guests. Sometimes we do artist spotlights and whatnot. If you'd like to be on the show itself, come by. Or reach out to me. Happy to book more people for next week or the coming weeks. So that's a simple little way to integrate into the community. And the format of Moonriser, the show itself on Twitter Spaces every morning, is very much a mastermind group. We have some extremely high-level operators in the space, people that have been around from MIT Media Lab for some of the first 150 people in VR, helping influence legislation in Wyoming. We have other people that are writers and educators. We have just a wide sampling of very high level operators, men, women, young, old, some more people that are related to the capital side of things or business, collab management. So it's just like a very wide group. And pretty much every day we have these mastermind sessions where we chop it up around different key subjects. And as we're moving on and on, we're building towards actual launching these programs, including this accelerator, which was born out of need, right? I always believed in the process. I shouldn't say always. About a couple years ago, I came across this concept of building successful businesses, which is this order. They're like, building success is so easy. You just have to do things in the right order. And this is the order. Build a community. Second step, recognize the need. Third step, fill the need. Guaranteed success, pretty much, or at least extremely high chances of success. If you do it the other way around, build a product, build a service, try to fill a need that you don't even have yet. Now you try to find people and convince them that they have this need and that you're the one to fill that requirement. It's a very sloppy maneuver, and there's just so much room
Oh
for
my
error.
God, dude. That makes me think so much of the bull market and me just being like, all right, we got to go out and find every photographer over the age of 60 and get them to mint their freaking photography on the blockchain. But you're right, dude. People aren't going to come in until they're necessarily ready. And you got to identify the opportunities that are here. And I think that's cool about what you guys are doing, because the community is here. There's amazing people building incredible IP, whether it's art or DeFi protocols. And if you can kind of find those opportunities and get in on them, then you get to partner with some of the best IP. You get to partner with some of the best creators. You get to help build those projects up. So it's like being part of something bigger than yourself, right?
Exactly that. So now that we have some cohesion, we have some like what's the word, solidarity building up. We have this wonderful diversity. So we have a stage that women entrepreneurs are happy to come on. They just feel great. Like, it's just wonderful, good vibes from all these different angles. We get to talk about sometimes very emotional subjects, very like emotional, intelligent conversations. And at the same time, things that work, things that aren't working, talking about protocols, DeFi. But anyway, the bigger picture here is, and to get back to your question, is some of these other programs that we're starting is a Monday program that we're going to be launching. Initially, next week, we're going to do a business development session with a brand called Metawana that is developing they're developing a business around creating vending machines as the point of sale for CBD products and related medicinal, alternative medicine type products. They have about 200 to 300 already, but they're in a place where they need refinement. They need to refine their product. They need to refine their sales process. They need to be able to scale and take this incredible opportunity of impact and bringing this medicine at a reasonable rate to the people that need it, and that we all potentially could be we could benefit from this in the way of, once this program is developed, then other people from Web3, if they so choose, could deploy their, one or multiple of these concessions of these vending machines in their local area. So the idea is, let's find resources and create them into money-making opportunities, not just for that brand, but from the support of the community. Inversely, we can maybe stop chasing around alpha calls all the time, and instead of just an NFT flip as the only way to make money, let's find some other ways where we can actually generate prosperity from outside sources, right? Create money-making opportunities and turnkey money-making opportunities that we can bring to our own community, right? Every bit of prosperity we can bring into our own holders, all the better, right? So I think it's those kind of systems. So we'll be doing that on Monday. The following Monday, we'll be kicking off a ongoing series of incubator sessions that are focused on helping projects and artists that are looking to launch a project on the Hedera blockchain, which I know it's not technically a blockchain, it's Hashgraph. But we call it a blockchain anyway because we just like to compare our apples to apples. But we have a nice little foothold there with some technical expertise. I'm going to actually be working with Dirty Records. You might be interested in this, Dyl. Dirty Records is going to be involved in this as well, and they're a whole platform for music makers. So I'm going to be also carrying a project, not only leading others that were wanting to build a project, but I'm gonna lead it among the group, right? I'm not gonna lead it from like the sermon. I was like, this is not a sermon. This is a participation sport. And so I'm going to be carrying through a music project of one sort or another to deploy on Hedera.
That
Yeah.
sounds dope, dude. Here's the thing. I know we already talked about working together. We're going to be working together in some way. One thing I want to do is more of just like following someone's lead that I trust. Like Glassy, if you tell me to drop a freaking song or a verse for this thing you're doing on Hedera, I'll do it and give it to you. And like, hopefully you'll be able to do something with it. Like, I want to be more delegating and like, okay, Glassy said to do this. Here's the song he needs. How can I help with retweets, likes, whatever? I'll do all that like I already do. So let's get that going. Let's get me on your show next week if you're down, or whenever you
Yeah, I was
have a
going to say
chance. I would
that
love
when we were
to.
talking earlier. I was like, wow, with all the background on that, we could have a whole show just on that one element, much less all these other layers. Like just
Yeah,
even
let's.
the
Yeah,
web
if you,
stock. I know my community is going to love to hear all about that.
dude, we'll talk about it all. If you want to do like an artist
Yeah, let's
spotlight, we
do it.
could run through all
Yeah, let's
that
do it for
stuff.
sure.
And I can also record that artist spotlight and put it on the Music NFT Radio Podcast if you're down, which is cool
Let's
because then
go.
it's Moonriser show on our show, which is another cool thing I've done a few
Oh, I
times.
love
So
it.
we can do that. Man, there's so many different things we could talk about. I know you got to get going soon, but dude, it's super exciting. And also another thing that I haven't even mentioned to you yet, because there's so much to talk about. But I'm also working with artists and creators, and we're doing a sort of like an accelerator, but it's a little bit different than yours, honestly. What we're focused on is helping creators minting their custom smart contracts. And this is another piece of value and skill, technical skill that I have that I didn't even mention. But I am right now minting a few different creators' smart contracts. We're doing some Polygon collections, smaller ones. I just partnered with Trog Society. They are 87% minted out now. They're only one Polygon, like $1 to mint, but there's like I think 1,500 left. We're going to try to get them sold out by Sunday. Yesterday, we sold 6% of their mint in one space. And so we have a party with them later. Anyway, point is, we're partnering with smaller projects that need help selling out that we believe in. And then we're also partnering with creators that need help minting. And totally transparent, I'm using Third Web to mint, but it's complicated. You have to know how to use custom metadata. You have to know how to program the contracts on there and mint. But we're doing a fully customized minting process. I built the Dyl minting process. I also have a dev who built a DApp for us on the front end. So I have a dev team, but I'm actually really knowledgeable on minting custom contracts on using Third Web. And so we're working with some smaller artists. And it's interesting because my goal is to really help smaller artists and or upcoming artists with their mints. I mean, of course, we'll try to find some bigger collections and stuff to do too. But yeah, we're really just focused on the marketing side, especially. And like, what we offer is not just the smart contract minting and stuff, which anyone can do, right? And I openly say, hey, look, if you want, we'll teach you how to use Third Web. I'm happy to do that. Right. But if you want a team behind you that also is going to help you with marketing and also help you build your community, then that's what we're doing. So, dude, I think there's a million ways we could work together because I know you're definitely working on some of the bigger fish and stuff like that. And then you have so many artists under your collective. So I'm excited to see how we could work together. I'm sure you have your own dev team and smart contracts and stuff, but anytime you want to talk about some of what I might be able to offer there, I do have some interesting skills. Like I said, we built out a whole automated NFT swapping process. So, yeah, man, I'm excited about all the different things we can talk about. I know you got to get going, but dude, always a pleasure to talk to you and have you here. We could talk all day, baby.
Dude, that's
That's
what
what
we
happens when
that's
you.
what that's our roots right there. Literally talking all day. It was like holding a vigil for NFTs. Like, don't let the dream die. We're gonna keep it open 10 hours a day. It's fine. We'll answer questions 10 hours a day. We'll do it. And then we'll hand off the baton to someone else to carry the next 10 hours. It was literally like that in the earliest stages. So appreciate you. Keep up the good work. We'll definitely be supporting each other. Only amazing things happen when titans come together to support each other, and it benefits everyone, benefits the space. It shows the culture that, look, we're not fighting for space and attention. We can actually build even more attention if we unite, right? You have pieces that I don't, and I have pieces that you don't. Clearly, we should all build a bigger picture, and we get a clearer picture when we put those resources together. And we'll be doing exactly that. So it's exciting, really, too, to be building off foundations, not just from people you just met. That's exciting, too, but people you see here demonstrating consistency day after day after day after day for years. Well, it's a lot of trust and confidence that you get to build with when you're interacting with those kind of characters. And luckily, we have a bunch of those type of people all around us. That's a true blessing. There's a lot of people wandering into the space, wondering what to do. How do I mint? What is a custom contract? And they don't have that kind of support, and they don't have that kind of rooting into what we've been through for the last couple of years. So yeah, we're in good hands, fam. Thanks for joining in. I'm gonna hop off and jump into this other call that I have to do. But yeah, let's definitely pick a day for next week, no doubt, to do an artist spotlight, and we can talk about all the, get even into more details on web stock and the other things you have going on. And also, I want to take you up on the custom contract tutorials. Let's go. I've deployed a couple custom on Third Web, but there's so many tools there. I want to learn more. How do I integrate some of these other
Dude, I
things?
went through the freaking ringer learning all of it. I know how to do all the custom metadata. You're more than capable. I can
Yeah, no,
teach
I
you
want to
how to get
learn, and
on.
I want to open those
Yeah,
teachings up to other people too. So yeah, sign me up for that for sure.
hell yeah, dude. That's good to hear. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do with the basic tools that are offered there. And because of my swap process, I have spent hundreds, maybe thousands in gas learning about the limitations of it. But what the result is, I realized, holy shit, I literally know more than a lot of devs. That's the thing. I actually had some devs create some contracts that weren't quite gas efficient. And I was like, no, 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 we have to redo everything. It was a tough decision. But anyway, the point is, we're going to do this shit, man. And we're going to work together and build something massive. So let's freaking go, dude. There's no reason we can't help hundreds of artists deploy their own custom contracts, everything built on chain. Then you have a freaking army of people out there selling for you. So dude, we're definitely I'll teach you everything I really know about Third Web, and from there we can just mint. Dude, there's endless artists that need their own custom contract. Neither me nor you nor 10 more people could possibly meet all the demand for artists that need their own custom contract. That's what I think, dude. Like, even in the bear market right now, as people are learning, people are coming out and saying they need help. And imagine when the bull market's here. So it's cool, man. It's going to be huge. All these accelerators, all these opportunities. So thank you for coming in, my friend Glassy. Much love. Everybody go follow Glassy. Tap in with him. Join the Moonriser shows on Twitter Spaces. If you're on YouTube or any of the podcast sites, subscribe, comment, and support this video. Support the Music NFT Radio Podcast. We're on YouTube. We're live on Twitter Spaces. And we'll see you guys next time. Much love. Shout out to you, Glassy.